Gran Turismo 7's update 1.20 has just dropped and we'll be covering everything there is to know about the new content, including playtesting. We have 4 new cars, new layouts to a pre-existing circuit, and 2 new cafe extra menus for those on that post-career mode grind. Boring stuff first. The track receiving the new layouts is Circuit Barcelona-Catalunya. Often used as an F1 pre-season test track, this Spanish circuit doesn't often make most races' top 5 lists, but it can host some pretty exciting races all the same. The new layouts include Grand Prix layout with no chicane, which, as the name would suggest, removes the brutal final chicane and instead replaces it with a high-speed right-hand turn, changing the pacing of the circuit considerably. We also have the national layout, which compacts the track down by completely cutting out Sector 1 and half of Sector 2. Finally, we also have the Rallycross layout, which, unless I've been asleep during the last 100 hours of play, will be the first track in Gran Turismo 7 combining both dirt and paved surfaces on one circuit. As part of the track layout additions, we also have 4 new events at Catalunya: the European Sunday Cup 500, the Porsche Cup, World Touring Car 600, and World Rally Challenge. Unfortunately, with none of them quite providing the credits one might hope for in order to make them a viable endgame credit grind. Next up, the 2 extra cafe menus. Assuming you've completed career mode and reached collector level 27 and 38, you will have access to the Abarth collection and the GR2 racing cars collection respectively. As part of the patch notes, Polyphony snuck in a last-minute note regarding changes to the physics simulation model, a boon to the sim racers to be sure. The suspension geometry has been adjusted, as well as the tyre heat and wear simulation. They've also tweaked the differential gear when using a fully customizable LSD, which they claim leads to a much smoother driving performance when decelerating. Finally, they've adjusted the PP points of some cars and changed the conditions for mechanical damage occurring between light and heavy in the race settings. Finally, there are new car prices set to go live in the Legend Cars dealership in November, based on new valuations from Haggerty. A McLaren F1 that costs less than 19 million perhaps? Or is that too much to ask for? And now, the good stuff. Our 4 new cars. We'll list off each car, followed by a quick lap of gameplay to give you an idea of how each of these new contenders actually handles. Unfortunately, as Polyphony have decided to stagger the release of these cars over 2 days, we'll only be able to playtest the Cayman and the Tomaso in this video. If you want to see them in actual race scenarios without my commentary, make sure to check out my brand new channel Erms Drives in the description and pinned comment below. Starting with the best first, we have Ayrton Senna's legendary McLaren MP4/4, the last of the turbocharged F1 cars and the end of an era. Designed by Steve Nichols and the legendary Gordon Murray, the MP4/4 dominated the 1988 season, winning 15 out of 16 races, with Ayrton claiming 13 pole positions and 8 of those wins, taking that year's Drivers' Championship. Be sure to check my second channel in the pinned comment down below in order to see a full race at Interlagos, Ayrton Senna's home GP, when this amazing car releases for us tomorrow. Next up, we have the road-going variant of the successful Cayman GT4 race car. This 2016 model comes with a manual 6-speed gearbox, controlling a 3.8-litre flat-6 engine, putting out 379 brake horsepower, meaning I'm going to have a lot of fun throwing it around on the new Catalunya national layout. Let's do it. Here we are in the new, or not so new, 2016 Porsche Cayman GT4. So, first impressions, what are we experiencing through the last corner here? Okay, not a bad, fun little balance of performance overall. I'll say if anything, maybe a bit of mid-corner understeer, owing likely due to its lack of overall aerodynamics and maybe not so great stock rubber, but something that can be easily remedied in GT Auto, in the tuning workshop, as we hit our big brake zone here, bit of understeer through there. This is definitely more of an F1 circuit, very much reliant on big downforce to make these turns happen, but this car, for a road car, handling itself really well, very playful, very fun with the manual shifter as well. As I'm going to brake early here, see if I can get the nose in. Definitely a bit of understeer profile, but yeah, can't get on the power as early as I'd like, but that's okay. Just have to drive around its idiosyncrasies as always. As I get on the brake way too early. Total brain fart through there, that's fine. One of the great things about road cars, you can kind of make your own line over the curbs. Let's do that. Beautiful, beautiful. We get it rotating. Second gear can really get the rear end rotated on power. Well, let's see how much can we eat the sausage curbs. That's what matters with road cars. Not too bad. How about this? not too bad. Definitely a lot of understeer when the camber's working against you, so bit of aerodynamics, bit of extra rubber. Other than that, the balance of performance is great. That just shy of 400 horsepower, beautiful on this car, and just very fun to drive. Next up is the Pontiac GTO The Judge from 1969, from the era of true muscle cars. The Judge Sports package boasted unique decals, a Heuss shifter, heavy-duty suspension, wider tires, rear spoiler, and an engine upgraded to over 360 brake horsepower, all coming in at a whopping $332 over the base model. Somebody might want to mention that to Porsche and Weissach. And finally, something a bit more esoteric. We have an Italian sports car reimagined by a fashion giant. The Tomaso Mangusta has been reborn through the eyes of Christian Dior, with its distinctive 1960s styling being augmented with a custom livery. Furthermore, the driver's helmet and race suit will feature a distinctive Dior design while they pilot this classic automobile. Gran Turismo has always been known for its more outlandish initiatives, whether it be the Vision program or now its partnership with a fashion house. This is an interesting addition to what's sure to become an esoteric collection of content. Let's give it a quick lap and see how it handles before we wrap up the video. And now it's time to try out the Tomaso here in Tsukuba, the little circuit that became famous in best motoring, because really where else could we put such a fun little car to the test? As you're already seeing, a lap in this car more closely resembles something like a gigantic drift, so in a sense it's kind of cool that we're here in Japan with it. We're constantly counter-steering at full lock one way or the other. As long as lap time isn't one of your considerations, this could be the car for you. Lower speed drifts out. Definitely more an act of just balancing the car. One thing it does showcase, however, is still this tendency of Gran Turismo 7 to flick in a very strange way when weight transferring. It's one of the things in the physics engine that's still kind of left unaddressed, which is what makes drifting in Gran Turismo 7 a little bit awkward, I would say, with a wheel, which is what I'm driving this with right now. Oval rim with a H-pattern shifter as we go around the last corner. One more time, let's see if we can balance it. Oh yes, the gigantic drift. Can we control it? Can we control it? Oh my god. The flick back is brutal. Absolutely brutal, but so much fun. Whew, give it a shot for yourself. And there we have it. All the major content coming to Gran Turismo 7 via update 1.20. What do you think about the new additions? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe for more GT7 content and gameplay. And of course, to see these cars in action, check out my brand new second channel in the pinned comment. Until next time, I'll see you later.